welcome to the webinar. I am Linda McDougall, and you are about to discover some of my secrets to living with and supporting healthier, happier joints. In the process, you will also learn how to live a healthier life with less frustration and pain and more mobility. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to wake up in the morning with little or no pain? I'll bet you have. Have you ever wished to go about the activities you enjoy and not worry about pain? Have you ever been frustrated by your inability to do the things you once enjoyed because of joint mobility problems? Have you ever wondered why this happens as we age? Would you like me to share a few of my secrets with you today? I know you've been looking for a solution, right? But the problem may be more complex than you may understand right now. You are about to discover what systemic enzymes are and all they do for you, how your feet can determine joint health, how poor digestion and the medications you take can rob you of nutrients even if you eat an ideal diet. I promise to give you the best information I have right now. By the end of this presentation, you will begin to understand more than most about how the body ages and how to feel better as you age. But tomorrow's scientific advances could change my presentation. Health in aging is discovering methods to keep the body functioning as well as it can as its systems age or are compromised by disability. Longevity could be a miserable experience if we fail to give attention to the vessel that takes us through life, our body. My wish is to be vital, healthy, and contributing to society for as long as possible. My wish for you is the same. If we don't take our health seriously, we will burden and break our fragile healthcare system and our families. You want to be healthy, right? So why are we talking about healthy longevity right now? Did you know that we have a worldwide aging population facing disease and disability? And in the U.S. alone, there are 70 million baby boomers? We also have a health movement that wants answers to increased vitality during later years. Many health problems are preventable or can be addressed naturally. Drugs can deplete nutrition, causing side effects. We can show our kids and the world a better way through aging. It could be our generation's legacy. So why now? Aging begins around age 30. You and your loved ones are not growing any younger. The earlier you catch a problem, the sooner and more completely you can fix it or lessen its effects. Healthy people do not put a drain on the system or on family members. The time is now to tackle your health problems before you are in need of being taken care of. Why should you listen to me? I am an author and holistic health practitioner. For many decades, I have worked with disabilities, both mental and physical, and with seniors. I have worked with developmental disabilities as direct care and up to federal advocate for the state of Hawaii. I hold a master's in psychology. I was the 2014 selfgrowth.com's expert guide to massage therapy. I am the owner of McDougall Consulting for Disabilities, seniormassagegroup.com, and loveyourlongevity.com. I was born in Texas, but at 9 months of age moved out to California. My grandmother had a bad habit of rearranging my parents' house, so they moved. We continued to move on average every 3 years until 1960 when we came to Ojai, California, land of our ancestors. It was during this time that my mom became a health nut. Her experiments with our food were often disastrous. One dish I remember was buckwheat pancakes. My mom tried to hide brewer's yeast in them, but she never mixed it in very well. Bites into those pancakes often would produce puffs of dry yeast in our mouths. But that did not faze our dogs that sat under the table eagerly waiting for us to sneak them food and pills when Mom wasn't looking. In 1967, I got married and had my son in 1969. In 1970, I was in a bad car accident, which I will touch on a bit later. I almost finished my BA, but divorce, single parenting, work, and life interfered until the late 1980s when I wanted my master's. I then had to finish the BA in anthropology with a minor in special ed. Mom had gotten me started in high school working with special needs, but she never understood why I stayed in the field. She never understood until she was in hospice, dying of multiple myeloma or bone cancer, when she needed the kind of care I had always given to others. Even with the disease, I never heard her complain about her joints, nor did she use any mobility aid. When we went out to Texas for Mom's hospice, Dad shocked me. When he rose from his chair the first time, I saw how rounded his back was and how it had burrowed a hole into the cushion on his easy chair. His balance was poor. I had to stop him from chasing Mom around the house. If he had fallen on her, he would have shattered her. His spinal stenosis is only one of over 100 types of arthritis. My parents' generation is mostly gone now. I and my generation are next. I don't want to be a burden on my family or on the healthcare system. My wish is to be functioning decently right to the end. Don't you want that too? Now, I told you a while ago that I had been in a bad car accident in 1970. My husband and I were in a car rally to Las Vegas. I was already asleep. He fell asleep while driving. Now, we could have run into sand dunes or cacti out in the desert, but we found a cement-lined culvert to challenge. First, we bounced along on the guardrail, plunged into the cement below, then flipped back onto the guardrail, headed in the opposite direction. That bouncing shifted my sacrum to the right, and its curve was made into a steeper V angle. All this resulted in a functional scoliosis of the lower spine. I also broke 4 ribs on the right. After a week in the hospital, my home doctor found a break in my atlas, the top of my spine, that was healing on its own. The doctor called me his miracle girl. Other doctors wanted to do surgery on the neck, but even at that young age, I said no. Over the years, I was given Celebrex, naproxen, Vioxx. Vioxx was taken off the market as it had deadly consequences. None of the drugs had any effect on my pain, so I stopped them while my current husband and I were in Hawaii. A holistic dentist there told me about systemic enzymes. At first, I wasn't interested. Nothing had worked so far to take away my pain. But pain wants a remedy, right? So I finally tried the enzymes. To my shock and amazement, they worked. I have taken them for over a decade now and never want to be without them. More about them in a minute. Today, despite several additional injuries to my back, I stretch, walk, do massage, and have some exercise equipment at home to use. I go where and do what I want for the most part. Health equals freedom for me and for my family. Many of you are facing joint health challenges personally or in your family. They may be the tip of an unhealthy iceberg. How can they be addressed? What are the problems? The very real need for periodic detoxification, drugs and their nutrient depletion, poor food choices coupled with poor digestion, improper understanding of the need for foot support and joint health maintenance throughout life, chronic pain, inflammation, and scar tissue buildup, and possibly the interplay of genetics and nutritional intake. Let's start the solution with systemic enzymes. They are the natural maintenance crew of our bodies, building what needs to be built and tearing down what needs to go. Around age 30, our production of these little miracle workers slows down a lot. We notice recovery from activities is slower. Doing some things we used to do easily now takes a toll. Systemic enzymes are natural to our bodies. They are not toxic, even at exaggerated doses. Compare that to any drug, and the safety factor is fantastic. But there are caveats with certain drugs you could be taking. Your animals can take them too. For animals, the enzymes will also eat heartworm. By curbing the inflammation of my injuries, the enzymes have kept me virtually pain-free. Supporting my bone and joint health has also been a big contributor, as unhealthy bones and joints tend to be painful. I had a friend in Hawaii who was overweight, and she and I were going to a meeting across the island, and she wanted to try the enzymes, so I gave her a few to take before we left. I watched her get into my car with great difficulty, holding on to the door frame and such. About 30 minutes later, we got to our destination, and I got out, and I watched her get out. I was smiling because I noticed the difference. She kept on coming. And after a few steps, she goes, "I got out of the car." And I just said, "Yes, you did." So even for someone who's overweight and with joints that are being strained by that weight, it helps take the inflammation down. So how serious are you about making real shifts in your health? Are you just wanting a magic cream or a pill to solve all your problems? What are your goals, and are they realistic for where your health is right now? Will you take ownership of the problems and the steps needed to address them for the long run? Healthy, Happy Joints was designed for the serious customer. In the strategy session, we will engage in a dialogue around such topics to discover more about one another and if our goals for you are aligned. I want to diminish preventable health problems, encourage healing behaviors and actions, and increase vitality in our seniors and our disabled. This would ease the burden on our medical systems and our family systems. I ask you to be a part of that solution. I have helped myself for decades to live with scoliosis and a herniated disc and foot problems. I use personally adopted strategies and/or research strategies. I look at your medications and the nutrient drain they cause your body to struggle with. Genetic predisposition to certain conditions may be a part of your issues, but predisposition is not certainty. Posture and feet are basic to skeletal health. You will learn about this and much more in our time together. Will this work for me? Will this be expensive? Will it take too long to get results? These are all great questions for our strategy session together. That is our time to explore your major goals, mindset, and motivation. What do you want as a result when the program is over? An assessment will tell us where you are right now. A plan will be made. Even if your desired result is currently out of reach, a plan can get you closer. It all depends on your taking action and working the plan. You must own this to succeed. All plans may need tweaks along the way to cater to individual needs and desires. What results are you willing to work toward? Depending on your unique history, these areas of focus will reveal gaps in understanding or in implementation of proper support systems. The assessment is a snapshot of now. It will help us measure progress over time. In my many years of massage work with seniors and others, I have tried to educate, inform, and change what people are willing to change to improve healthy outcomes. Clients like Joe are the reason I began to create the Happy Healthy program. Educating people one at a time is good, but I have been asked and coached to offer my solutions on a larger scale so more people would have access to my secrets and so more people could feel so much better. When you know the goal you are aiming for, then a plan can be made. More mobility, less frustration, less pain, more enjoyable time and activities can be yours. Let's make that happen. This client was helped in his healing with the systemic enzymes. He has never regained all that the car accident took from him, but with the help he received, he regained most of what was initially injured. I will never regain all that my car accident took from me either. Accidents, injuries, and other bodily damage may never fully heal, and that needs to be acknowledged. We do what we can with what we have at this moment to make our lives better. Here is where your motivation, your deep desire to create a better life, and your willingness to follow easy instructions come into play. Are you willing to get an accountability partner or coach to help you change unhealthy habits? Only those who make a decision and take action steps forward toward their goal will ever reach it. I didn't even recognize her when I first saw her that day. This young lady had been put on prednisone, was in pain and discomfort, had leg and foot cramps, and had blown up like a pufferfish. This harsh medication takes from the body several key vitamins and many minerals. Was it any wonder she wasn't feeling well? Not all plans are perfect the first time around, because people are different. Plans have to be altered a bit so that we can better move toward your desired outcomes. Few professionals these days actually take time to look at and interpret the human body. As a massage therapist, that is a skill I bring to this program. As a therapist to our seniors, I see what goes wrong if the body isn't given the support it needs to thrive. I see the results of poor posture, poor bone health, medications, surgeries, scar tissue overdevelopment, and more. Do you want to be like the seniors you see in walkers and wheelchairs? This elderly couple quit pestering friends to take them once a week for him to get cortisone shots for his back after coming to me. His back was bent at the hip and hers in the mid-back. Both had osteoporosis and osteoarthritis. Had I created this program a few decades earlier, they could have benefited from all the information and direction it provides, and maybe could have avoided their health conditions and pain. This program raves about one component in my Healthy, Happy Joints program. I also rave about what it has done for me. But it is only one part of the path to truly being healthy and having health from the inside out. Sustainable health has more than one step. I can get you a continual 15% discount on this and other products in this line if contacted through my website, loveyourlongevity.com. People who have arthritis, fibromyalgia is a form of arthritis, also have large amounts of inflammation in their body. Inflammation begins the scar tissue building process that can limit movement of muscles and joints. If too much scar tissue gets built up, it can impair blood flow and organ function. Can you see why inflammation should be kept under control? The Gables is a retirement home where I worked for nearly a decade. I not only did body work for the various conditions found in seniors, but I also did educational health talks and demonstrations. The disabled and seniors have always been my passion. They have been my examples and my teachers so that I could learn to help others avoid their unhealthy habits before it's too late. Monica had blown up on the prednisone to the point that when I saw her, I failed to recognize her. The normal, beautiful young lady was now puffy and swollen, in pain and feeling miserable. She had leg and foot cramps often. Prednisone takes vitamin A, B12, C, and D, as well as many minerals out of the system. Would you know what you needed to replace, or how, or when to replace these nutrients? Will you be my next success? Are you willing to change your habits to have a more active and happy type of aging? Don't let arthritis shrink your world. Your health is your freedom. Greater understanding of the aging process. Actionable steps for foundational health. Fast and proven results. Improved energy level. Less joint pain. Sign up for your free Healthy Happy Joints strategy session right now by going to loveyourlongevity.com. Joint pain can be helped. Joint damage can be limited. How? By understanding what you are doing in one or more of the areas of your life that is causing you trouble. Then we reach together toward the solutions. Among the areas where unhealthy habits dwell is your diet. Beyond that is the medications you take and how they may be stealing nutrients from you on a daily basis, like the prednisone story earlier. Even over-the-counter drugs can slowly drain your health. Many of our daily activities are done without thought to the long-term effects. Sore necks, pinched nerves, foot pain, wrist pain, and back pain, just to mention a few consequences I see often. What do you do that you know you shouldn't do at work or at home that you know you could do in a better position that would cause less pain? What do you do that you don't know you do? If all this program did was to bring down the inflammation and pain, making you more mobile, or to gift you with more vitality, or was to give you back parts of your life you thought were gone, or was to even keep you out of surgery to replace a joint, would it be worth it? Imagine the future once you really have a grip on the problems and are on the path to solutions. What does that look like for you? What is that worth to you? Not all brands are created equally. Enzymes are alive, but may not be packaged or produced to keep them that way. I use these daily and have for over a decade to keep inflammation down. I know which work. Sign up for your strategy session today. When your session is complete, you'll be sent your bonus reports. Understand how posture and foot health affects your joint health. Think of your feet as the foundation of your body. If the foundation isn't sound, how do you think your joints feel? This is the second report you will get when you complete your free strategy session. These are the basics. Even more will be explored and offered in the program Healthy Happy Joints when you join the group. Do you want more flexibility? Less frustration? Less pain? Are you worth the investment? I know I was. Find out now in our free strategy session. Don't deprive yourself. Do this for your family and for you. Take back your health. Gain your freedom. Do it now. To be clear, I am not a doctor. I am a holistic health practitioner. Any suggestions made here or in the program are suggestions only for your future research. Consult with your health care professional as you feel necessary. Your health is in your hands. If you don't take action now, then when? See you on the inside where people are healing.